Hey guys, I hope you're all doing really well. I'm Allure Cosplay, and with today's video we're going to continue my cosplay slash Wish series. I decided to make this a series because I've been shopping at Wish for the last 2 years, hi cake, and I've mainly been using it for cosplay, so I decided to kind of talk about that. So I had the inspiration of doing a steampunk version of Widowmaker. I haven't actually seen any skins like that or anybody else do something like that. Maybe there is somebody out there, but I haven't seen anything like that. So I just decided to make my own version of Widowmaker, because why not? And I've actually cosplayed it once, so here is a photo of that. And thank you to Amplifier for shooting with me. I had a really awesome time. Definitely go and check out his work on Instagram. Anyways, how did I put this costume together? I had already cosplayed Widowmaker last year, and I actually sold my costume. However, I did not sell my gun because, first off, it's really large. I did not make it collapsible, so it just stays the way it is. And it's really, really hard to ship that way. I also really liked my gun, and I was kind of attached to it after spending quite a long time making it, because I was trying to figure things out and how to make it look good. I really fell in love with it, so I wanted to kind of keep it, and that's what I did. So here it is. I've actually made a separate video on how I made this gun. You can go and check that out and my other videos. What I did is I just painted it and I added a bunch of gears on there. It's the easiest way I know to make something steampunk is to add gears and clocks and tubes and things like that on it. I don't know. That's just what I've seen. Anyways, I did paint all the blue parts purple. I didn't do an amazing job because you can kind of see in the crevices the blue, but oh well. I did also get the gears in like more coppery tones. However, I did paint most of them. If they were not silver, I painted them either a gunmetal color or a purple color, and honestly that was just kind of to tie into the Widowmaker's skin tone vibe that she has going on. I don't know, everything steampunk so far that I've seen has been more in the coppery gold and like that kind of color scheme, like browns. I just really wanted to keep the purple very vibrant because that's kind of what Widowmaker skin is, and it's kind of like her signature, you know what I mean? I don't know, I feel like if I wasn't all like purple skinned with like the correct gun, people probably would not have recognized me as a Widowmaker. So yeah, I just used my own old gun because why not? I already had it. Enough about that. For the actual armor on the side, so Widowmaker has one hand fully armored and the other one is not. So I decided to keep that, and I feel like that way more people would have recognized the character. I don't know. This is my bracer right here. I actually had this bracer and also the shoulder piece from a different costume. Last year I started making a Lady Sif, and I just never got around to finishing it. My sewing machine broke, and then I had gotten to the part where I had to make the vest and everything else would attach to the vest. So since I couldn't make the vest, I just kind of left it aside, and it's been almost 2 years since then. So I'm never gonna finish that costume. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna salvage some of that and use it in a made-up costume, because why not? Might as well use it, right? So this is actually Lady Sif's gauntlet. I just added a bunch of D-rings and then bedazzled it. Like, these are dollar store things that I already had. I was actually going to use actual liquid inside, but I didn't really trust the dollar store tubes with those little caps, so I didn't want to make a mess or anything like that. I didn't want it to leak everywhere on my clothes, so I just used beads. These are again the gears, so I just literally bedazzled this whole thing and wore it on my arm. And this is the shoulder piece, same thing. I just bedazzled the heck out of it and then added some D-rings and one up top. And yeah, that was really my armor. For the actual goggles, because she is very popular about her goggles, or that is a main feature of her. She's not popular for that. That's a main feature of Widowmaker. I decided to use Steampunk goggles. Yeah, that's funny. Actually, I also glued little gears over there. Some of them fell out because it's right on the lens, and the lens is pretty shiny, so the hot glue doesn't really stay on that well unless you really scuff it, but I didn't want to scuff it, so I just kind of left that. I'm just going to re-glue those gears again and be fine with it. It has a nice strap. This actually came from Wish. I think it was like a few dollars. I actually got it free because it took forever for it to come. By the way, anytime I am planning on making a costume and I'm using Wish items to make that costume, I definitely give it quite a few months beforehand just to make sure that those items come to me or I have the time to reorder them. Anyways, yeah, I got this free. It came in too late, so yeah, it did. And these ones come in all kinds of different colors. I chose silver because I didn't want black. I felt like black would have gotten lost in my black hair, so I didn't really find it. I could have painted it purple. I didn't find a purple that I liked. I didn't even know if they had purple actually. Like, it was mostly like coppery colors, so I don't know. Silver it was. I'm fine with it. Anyways, next, so going down, this is my corset. It still has a little bit of purple paint on it. I just kind of bedazzled it with a whole bunch of gears. This is also from Wish. I actually bought this for a different costume that I never ended up making, so I just used it for this. It couldn't have been more than like $5-6. I have bought a whole bunch of corsets from Wish for all kinds of different cosplays, so I definitely recommend them. They're adjustable, they have different sizes. They're not like the most amazing quality ever, but they work for cosplay and they're good, so yeah. Next up, I actually had this, the one like this. It only has like one shoulder and like these go like across your chest kind of thing, and this is on the back. This actually was supposed to come with a corset, and I had ordered the corset specifically for the Steampunk Widowmaker costume. However, it never came, the actual corset. So when I messaged the seller back, they didn't have it, so they just refunded me the money. So I got this for free as well. This kind of like goes in your neck. Anyways, so yeah, I just bedazzled it and I put it on. That's it. Oh, I actually sewed on a little, like one of these just to put my D-ring through so that it holds my armor piece. So keep going down. I also bought a skirt. I bought this skirt. It has a bunch of layers in it. So it goes like short on the one side and longer on the other side with the layers. I actually really like this skirt. I got it, I don't remember when, but I got it and 2 weeks later it like arrived. So I decided to wear it for work, and I wore it for work like all summer until all my other pieces came in. So this has been worn actually quite a lot to work. I was going to bedazzle it, but then I decided not to because I still want to wear it to work. So thumbs up to that skirt. I think it was like $5-10 or something. But I want to buy a second one, maybe in a different color. I really like this. Anyways, aside from that, I also wore gloves like all the way to above my elbow, and I also wore stockings. The gloves and the stockings are both from Wish. The gloves are usually pretty good. Sometimes you have to turn them inside out and trim the excess around the excess around the fingers. There you go. We got this. Because sometimes it will bunch up and it'll be very uncomfortable on your fingers, and that will also make it nice and snug and longer, so it actually reaches the in-betweens of your fingers instead of it being like there. With the actual stockings, I am pretty tall, so every time I see stockings that are like right above the knee, that's a no-no for me. They need to be all the way up to the thigh for them to be above my knee for me. Does that make sense? I feel like I have bought so many different pairs of socks, and they were all cheap, don't get me wrong, but they are advertised to be above the knee / like thigh high, and they look like that on the model, but once they are on my leg, they're like to here. I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is this? And there's nothing I can do to like stretch them or pull them up or anything like that. They would just not hold up. They were not made to be all the way up to my thigh, and I just always have to be careful with that. I always try to get like the longest ones they show, just so that I know that they will actually fit me properly. So these are the shoes that I use. These have been worn out quite a bit. I was wearing them for a whole year before I decided to retire them. I couldn't throw them out. I've just been using them for cosplay. They're not comfortable anymore. They are not water resistant in any way, shape, or form. However, they still look pretty cute and they're good for cosplays. They fit a lot of my characters, so that's what I use. Anyways, guys, that was kind of the overview of the costume. I have been using stuff that I already own or stuff from Wish. Mostly with everything that kind of came free, and everything else, I don't think I've spent more than like $25-30 on this costume, and mostly it was just like paint, glue, and the few of the items that actually cost me something. I'm not really including the Warblow or anything like that. Why? Because I already had this for like a whole year and a bit, so this was already made for something else. It was something that I already had, and I didn't spend money to make this specific thing for this specific costume. I made it for something else, and it was just kind of laying around. So thank you so much for watching. Like this video or subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!